As the clock struck midnight on New Year's Eve, the small town of Ravens Hollow came alive with the jubilant cheers of its residents, eager to welcome the promise of a fresh start. The air was thick with anticipation, and the streets were adorned with colorful decorations, shimmering lights, and the distant sounds of fireworks. Little did the townspeople know, however, that beneath the veneer of celebration lurked a sinister force that would turn their joyous night into a nightmarish ordeal. Before moving forward, please subscribe to the channel for more horrifying stories. Let's back to the story. The quaint town, nestled between mist-covered hills, was known for its tight-knit community and picturesque charm. The locals gathered in the town square, where a massive countdown clock projected onto the old clock tower marked the final seconds of the year. Among the revelers were Sarah and Jake, a young couple deeply in love, excitedly making plans for the year ahead. As the clock reached zero, a deafening explosion of fireworks painted the night sky in brilliant hues. The crowd erupted in cheers, hugs, and laughter, but amidst the cacophony, a strange stillness settled over the outskirts of Ravens Hollow. Unbeknownst to the revelers, a mysterious fog crept in, enveloping the town like an ominous shroud. Sarah and Jake, hand in hand, decided to take a stroll through the town's charming streets, reveling in the magic of the new year. The glow of street lamps struggled to pierce the thickening fog, casting an eerie ambience. Unnerved but curious, the couple pressed on, unaware of the impending terror that awaited them. As they reached the edge of town, the fog thickened, reducing visibility to mere feet. Strange shadows danced in the mist, and distant whispers echoed through the air. Sarah's laughter waned, replaced by a growing sense of unease. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence, chilling them to the bone. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone. The fog seemed to take on a life of its own, morphing into sinister shapes that slithered and crawled towards the terrified couple. Whispers turned into guttural growls, and the shadows materialized into grotesque figures that emerged from the mist. Sarah and Jake, paralyzed with fear, found themselves surrounded by malevolent entities with hollow eyes and twisted, contorted faces. A cold wind whispered chilling warnings, and the couple stumbled backward, desperately trying to escape the encroaching nightmare. But the fog was relentless, closing in on them with each step. In the distance, the clock tower's chimes rang out ominously, as if marking the end of all hope. As the creatures closed in, Sarah and Jake felt an otherworldly force taking hold of them. Their surroundings twisted and contorted, warping into a nightmarish realm. The once familiar town now appeared as a grotesque caricature, with distorted buildings and grotesque inhabitants that seemed to be trapped in perpetual agony. The couple's screams echoed through the night, unheard by the oblivious revelers in the heart of Ravens Hollow. The fog, now a malevolent force, consumed them, leaving no trace behind. The clock tower's chimes ceased, and an eerie silence fell over the outskirts of town. Back in the square, the celebration continued unabated. Unbeknownst to the townspeople, the fog retreated as mysteriously as it had appeared, leaving no evidence of the horror that unfolded on the outskirts. The night continued with laughter, music, and fireworks, oblivious to the tragedy that befell Sarah and Jake. Days turned into weeks, and the mysterious events of that fateful New Year's Eve became the stuff of local legend. Whispers of the fog and the grotesque entities spread through Ravens Hollow, shrouded in skepticism and disbelief. Some dismissed it as an elaborate prank, while others refused to acknowledge the darkness that lurked on the fringes of their idyllic town. As the years passed, the tale of Sarah and Jake faded into obscurity, remembered only by a few who dared to venture to the outskirts of Ravens Hollow. The town continued to thrive, seemingly untouched by the horrors that had unfolded on that cursed night. Yet every New Year's Eve, a subtle unease lingered in the air, as if the town itself held its breath, remembering the darkness that had once crept in. The fog, though absent, left an indelible mark on Ravens Hollow, serving as a chilling reminder that some horrors are best left undisturbed. In the years that followed, curious individuals journeyed to Raven's Hollow, drawn by the mystery that surrounded that ominous New Year's Eve. Rumors circulated of a hidden portal on the outskirts of town, a gateway to a realm where time stood still. The veil between worlds, it seemed, was thin, and those brave enough to explore the unknown spoke of strange occurrences and fleeting glimpses of the fog that once devoured Sarah and Jake. One such adventurer, Emily, a paranormal enthusiast with a penchant for the supernatural, arrived in Raven's Hollow on a quest to uncover the truth. Armed with cameras, recording equipment, and a sense of trepidation, she ventured to the edge of town as the clock struck midnight on yet another New Year's Eve. The air was thick with a familiar tension as Emily made her way through the fog-laden outskirts. She felt an unseen presence, as if the very fabric of reality was being scrutinized by an otherworldly force. The fog, too, seemed to respond to her presence, swirling and dancing in an unsettling rhythm. As Emily delved deeper into the mist, she stumbled upon an ancient, dilapidated mansion obscured by the fog. Intrigued, she cautiously entered the decaying structure, the creaking of floorboards and the distant echoes of her own footsteps creating an eerie symphony. In the heart of the mansion, Emily discovered a dusty library, its shelves lined with books that seemed to predate Raven's Hollow itself. Among the volumes, she found a weathered tome with a worn leather cover. As she opened it, the pages revealed a detailed account of the town's history, dating back centuries. The entries chronicled a recurring pattern of strange occurrences on New Year's Eve, each tale eerily similar to the events that befell Sarah and Jake. The fog, the grotesque entities, the twisted reality. They all echoed through the pages as a warning to those who dared to tread on the outskirts of Raven's Hollow. In the midst of her discovery, Emily felt a sudden chill in the air. The fog, now an entity of its own, seeped into the mansion, coiling around her like ghostly tendrils. Whispers echoed in the chambers, telling tales of lost souls and the price paid for unlocking the mysteries of Raven's Hollow. Undeterred, Emily pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. The mansion seemed to shift and contoured, mirroring the nightmarish realm experienced by Sarah and Jake. Reality blurred, and Emily found herself face to face with grotesque figures that lurked in the shadows. Terrified but resolute, Emily delved deeper into the mansion's secrets, unearthing a portal to the very realm that claimed the young couple years ago. The fog, now a malevolent force, enveloped her, transporting her to a nightmarish dimension where time stood still. In this distorted realm, Emily encountered the tormented souls of those who had crossed the veil before her. Faces twisted in perpetual agony, their hollow eyes bore witness to the horrors that lurked in the heart of Raven's Hollow. The fog, a sentient force, whispered tales of regret and despair, binding the lost souls to a perpetual cycle of torment. Emily, now part of the spectral tapestry that wove through the cursed town, felt the weight of the fog's malevolence. The entities that once tormented Sarah and Jake now sought a new victim, and Emily, with her insatiable curiosity, had become the latest chapter in Raven's Hollow's haunted history. Back in the town square, the New Year's celebration continued, blissfully ignorant of the unfolding horrors. The clock tower's chimes echoed through the mist, signaling the passage of time, while the fog in the outskirts thickened, concealing the secrets that lurked beyond the veil. As the revelers counted down to midnight, a subtle unease settled over Raven's Hollow, as if the town itself sensed the impending darkness. The fog, now a silent witness, lingered on the periphery, ready to ensnare those who dared to venture into the unknown. As we weave through the tapestry of Raven's Hollow, the tale of New Year's horrors continues to unfold. The fog, an ancient force, conceals secrets that defy the boundaries of reality. The town, seemingly idyllic, holds a dark history that beckons the curious and ensnares the unwary. As you step into the unknown of the coming year, be mindful of the veils that shroud the mysteries of Raven's Hollow, for some stories are best left untold. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay tuned for more chilling tales. and thank you for joining us on this haunting journey into the heart of the fog-shrouded town. Wishing you a happy new year, free from the malevolence that lingers on the outskirts of our imagination.